Hi everyone, my name is Allison. Today I'll be giving a speech demonstrating how to start a garden. Gardening used to be a necessity in order to feed your family, but with the rise of modern technology and more accessibility to grocery stores, gardening has become more of a hobby and a healthy, fresh alternative. Gardening can also be a stress reliever and is good for your physical health. Whether you've just moved into a new home with only some basic plantings, or you buy a house with a lawn but no landscaping, or you just want to refresh your garden by starting over, P. Allen Smith says that these 4 basic steps will help you along your garden journey. Step 1 in the starting a garden process is to define the purpose. Defining the purpose of each room is simply separating your yard into rooms. For example, picture moving into an unfurnished home. One of the first things you decide is what room will contain what, establishing a purpose for each room. Think about the space in your yard and how you want to use it. Home Stratosphere tells 24 different types of gardens. In this speech, I will talk about the 3 most common types. One of the most common types of garden that people will start is a vegetable garden. With a vegetable garden, you will quite literally be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Many people love to lessen the amount of vegetables they have to buy at the store. A vegetable garden is also really appealing to people who are environmentally conscious, as environmental concerns are increasing rapidly with every year. By purchasing less packaged goods, you can reduce your carbon footprint. Seeing all of your hard work pay off is really satisfying, so your efforts will feel like they were well worth it. It is advised that you should start with easier beginner vegetables if you have no experience. Then you can move on to harder vegetables as you learn and gain confidence. Flower gardens are another common type of garden. I'm sure everyone can appreciate the beauty of flowers, and having a nice flower garden in your yard creates a significant amount of aesthetic appeal. You should do some research before choosing which flowers you're going to have in your garden. More common flowers shouldn't be too hard to tend to, since information on how to care for them can be easily found. More exotic flowers can be trickier and will be harder to tend to and make them grow properly. Instead of picking flowers solely based on aesthetics, which can be tempting, you should keep in mind of the environment you live in and which flowers will be most suited to your area. In the past, many people used to grow medicinal herb gardens so they can have on-hand ingredients that can be used to make medicine. Modern-day herb gardens are more likely to grow herbs that are used in cooking and spices. Growing your own herbs will ensure that you have fresh ingredients to use in your cooking. It typically isn't too hard to grow herbs, so the benefits are definitely worth the efforts. Some common herbs that people like to grow in their garden are basil, rosemary, parsley, thyme, and mint. Again, herbs aren't particularly hard to grow, but remember to look up their needs before planting them. Step 2 in the gardening process is to evaluate potential problems. When starting a new garden, soil preparation is particularly important. Plants can survive in bad soil, but they won't flourish. Before planting anything, you should buy good topsoil and compost and work into garden beds. Step 3 is to create a plan. Some people find it helpful to photocopy their plant plan and sketch in plants and other garden elements. To define boundaries of the garden areas, you can set up some plant borders. Keep in mind of your house's aesthetic and architecture as you add elements to your garden. Step 4, the last step, is to finish one room at a time. Instead of trying to finish all of your garden at once, just focus on finishing one room or one area at a time. After ensuring that you've taken into account and completed these 4 basic steps, you should be a gardening pro in no time.